on the pickoff strat with the team fights late game with the carry, or will it be the Dragon from Aura Fire in that Yuzong? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 1. Aura Fire already losing in the mid control, and this is personally why I really like Geek Slate's composition.
Yeah, definitely the Kaja helps too, because Kaja, a pretty good clearing mechanic, pretty good clearing skill there. But so far, there has not been any invades from both of the teams. They have been playing passively.
You can wait for a few more levels to, in order to have that EX, that ultimates have more spells to try and win this out. In the early game, I think Janna is going to be a lot more efficient, a lot more aggressive. Of course, he's up against a Fredrin, so he can't really be aggressive in the jungle. But after that, though, if he wants to roam to the side lanes, Kabuki is going to be in a lot of danger, because even against Hedera right now, this carry is kind of winning. It's still pretty even, but for now, look at that.
Well, Janna not going to be able to find the Little Wanderer. It's a good secure by High, despite them both not having the Retribution. And Janna is forced to recall away. Does get level 4 here, both of them in time. And we're going to have to see once again here in the mid lane, because the mid lane is going to have to be the real answer as to how both teams rotate across the map to help their side lanes.
And Luke is going to go freeze that right away. That's late level 4 for Fluffy. Maybe an advantage when Turtle came off. Janna Cutie will have an advantage.
Janna Cutie right now. Actually, they're roaming towards the EXP lane unexpectedly, but it does set Fluffy back. He is still level 3 right now, and the turtle is already being contested, so the Black Dragon form will not be available to try and zone it out. And Luke knows this. Just goes in aggressively on towards High, and he's getting beat up here. And even though there's a numbers advantage, Luke doesn't care, he's still going for it. What is going on?
He doesn't, he really doesn't. Slam, pass as well. Godiva missed timing. Oh, what? Luke flickering out, actually juking. Fluffy's petrified. What a play by Luke with a split now onto Fluffy. That's Janna looking for more. There is a pause that has been initiated, I believe, from the side of Aura Fire, but what are those mechanics? Oh my god, that was nasty.
I think it was an accident.
I think it was, but it was a nasty prediction either way. Wow, that was pretty damn solid from Luke.
Yeah, definitely using the glue to the utmost potential. There's a lot of pokes, there's a lot of CC that have been put on to High, especially in this kind of turtle fight. You want to have your retribution, you want to have your jungler around in the team fight, and right now, one of the teams that have the jungler at the time, Janna Cutie, has the advantage.
Janna Cutie definitely has more possible plays to be making, and he has so much mobility on the Fanny. And you can see that the moment you see the cables coming in, Aura, a team that likes to use the Fanny themselves, just understood the danger, and they immediately felt that presence. But while that's what's happening, Luke, man, he just goes in 1v3, 1v4, and I guess he's just trying to abuse this glue to its full potential. This is exactly where he excels. Pre-level 4 in the early levels, and it's only going to get worse from here if he does get a lead and get some more items. Zoning out with the glue is definitely more stoppable compared to the Yuzong, but if he can shut down this Yuzong pick, this means that Geek Fan will have the control over the Lord Pit, and that also means, well, Turtle Pit for now, but it also means that the Pharsa will have a lot more space to try and place that perfect feathered airstrike. So Aura needs to try and make it confusing, tries to get around the tanky front lanes to try and get at that soft back line.
Yeah, definitely EXP control is very, very important, because of course Lord is on the side of EXP lane, and blue is just pretty much a nightmare for Yuzong. Like, there's a lot better option, but Yuzong is definitely not one of them. There's gonna be like, EXP lane is basically just hero matchup, right? You're gonna sacrifice your picks sometimes to be able to kind of help your team in the later stage of the game in the team fight, but you're gonna lose your laning phase a lot with a certain hero, and I think that's the route that Yuzong going on.
Hang on.
Or resuming, and yes, this is what we expected after that crazy play by Luke and Beloy's follow with the Divine Judgment. Godiva's gonna be taken very low though. Luke wants to go for more, he actually connects on the pass, but there's no slam just there. Luke doesn't have the split just yet here, but Beloy, everybody is coming in for the follow-up once again onto Fluffy, who's at full stack. The Praise's Wrath onto Luke, who's still alive, but Fluffy will be taken down, and Janna will just be able to cable out of there for free. I think all in all, it's still very much worth it for Geek Slate.
Yeah, good recognition from Geek Slate's members, knowing that Luke is in trouble, and they definitely a really good counter engage with Fanny being a real nuisance in the early stage of the
Whoa, we
game.
got a battle.
All right, Indonesia, the Indonesian desk and the
Bring it
English
on.
desk.
Bring it
We
on,
are
Indos.
we're at complete odds right here. But for Geek Slate right now, 1K gold lead, not that big of a deal, but considering the very strong mid game that Geek Slate will have, this is not the start that Aura Fire would want.
Well, at least in the early game, we're already winning, right? Basically.
Yep.
This is the drama right now. English versus ID Desk. Whoever wins, this is the battle of pride, okay? But let's take a look at the emblems first. Let's dive deep as to how this is going to be played.
Wait.
Because I think there's a little bit of a mistake there. I think it is swapped.
Perhaps. All right,
Yeah.
because initially I saw a Killing Spree Fredrin. I'm like, wait,
Festival
a
of
high-end
Dry.
dry Fredrin, I mean. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Something I would not be too surprised to see from High, but not right now, as Chidera wasn't a pair with a spot, but call it luck, call it game sense, he was able to maneuver away from that. He's playing it safe. He knows that the late game is very much in his favor, whereas for Geek, you're playing, abusing this glue to ensure that Fluffy does not have any moves available on that Yuzong.
Luke, once again, versus Fluffy, the battle of sustain as both XP laners didn't take any
Dukes are really
damage.
good.
Very little. Baloy's rotated up top as well. They're already trying to set up for the XP lane because of the turtle spawning. Chidera finishing that corrosive sign off pretty early. As now High jumps in, gets a knock up onto Luke, who has a split, but will be chained with Time's Rage and the Appraiser's Wrath. Still able to survive for a bit, but the Petrify connects on the 3. The Divine Judgment just right on time as Fluffy will not be able to find the follow-up on the Furious Dive, but Facehugger uses the Cutthroat of the Fanny to finish the Fanny off.
That's pretty ironic. It's pretty funny too. Like, why would you pick up the Cutthroat? But I guess like there's only that, and it actually works out. Gotta make use of your resources.
Wow, Facehugger on the Fanny, definitely. On the Valentina, my bad. He was a Fanny for a bit with the IMU, but he is just so flexible and he just knows the potential. And I think Geek Fam were caught, Geek Slate was caught completely off guard there. They weren't expecting the aggression. Luke on the glue was trying to just buy so much time, did not get to pop the split properly, getting stun locked, and afterwards the 3 members backing away gets engaged on by Fluffy on that Yuzong. So that is the kind of engage, the kind of combo that Aura requires to take down Geek Fam, but it's easier said than done, and as of right now, until maybe later on in the 10th minute mark, Geek Slate, with the items right here, they have to seize and the corrosion side, they have a lot more ways to catch the members of Aura Fire out of position.
Interesting itemization from the side of Fluffy. You see the Molten Essence and possibly going to Dominance Ice. There's no damage item just yet. So you want to, he wants to, oh, something's happening in the bot lane. Facehugger going in.
Chidera has the Purify, but understands that he's like, we're missing on the map. Godiva not able to connect the Tyrant's Revenge right there. The back line gets targeted down. Janna is able to find the cables, but there you go. The high and dry finally doing work. Facehugger was not able to help his gold laner. Meanwhile, Godiva, Luke's on top of him, trying to bring him back to the team, but the Tyrant's Revenge here will be popped in. Luke forced back away. A boy maneuvering back into the mid lane, gets stunned up, and that's going to be the damage coming from Janna as well. From the steel cables, Fluffy just barely able, almost there, able to get the Furious Dive on Janna to cancel one of the cables, but Chidera is able to capitalize on that play, taking an objective down below.
It looked like Geek's rotation and pretty much overall is winning the game, but when you take a look at the gold difference, not much, only 600.
Only 800 as of right now, but if you look at what was going on, Geek were able to pressure all 5 members of Aura Fire with the superior early game, with the superior AoE, and while that's happening, Chidera is just pushing in that bottom side. He had a level advantage, but the carry being left alone like this also means that Geek Slate has a guaranteed source of DPS in the late stage of the game, so Aura Fire, they did try and find a lead and then try and shut down this carry as well. That is not how you want this whole early game to mid game to play out.
Aura Fire with this, they're going to have full pressure. Luke's going to be caught on Tyrant's Revenge and the Rage. Irithel is actually going to be the one who secures the turtle. Calculated? Question mark? Did High want? Was that planned? Did they want to give Kabuki more resources? Or I think High did use the retreat, so I think it was not planned.
But on the other side of the map, Chidera also taking a turret down in a mid. It's a mid turret, so it's, I would say, like, this is kind of an equal trade in terms of rotation. They have a lot more option to play for Geek Slate.
Yep. Tier 2 down below was taken down. A good trade by Geek Slate, only losing Luke in that trade.
And now for Geek Slate, they understand that they are getting picked off again and again. There is a healthy amount of crowd control for Aura Fire, so the draft has been better for now. They have to find ways to survive the initial burst, and afterwards, the superior DPS, the superior spells coming in from their team can actually win them the situation. But if you guys want to win, check out the Jujutsu Kaisen skins right here, but Geek Slate goes for it.
Interesting choice onto Godiva, but the Feather Airstrike will do its job. The Divine Judgment responded back onto the XP lane. Roamer for XP. I think I'll say Aura gets the dub here. Meanwhile, Janna with a split push threat on the Fanny, still pushing in that top side with a high and dry. Irithyll going to be able to actually rotate back top, dealing a whole lot of damage. And, whoa, Kabuki just did not take damage there. Did he build any... I think it was just the life plates.
I don't know. Like it's literally full. I don't know. I think it's like Wind of Nature. Is it? I don't know. Like,
there is no way
That's
he has
way
Wind
too
of
early.
Nature first item, right? Or second item.
But when you look at the HP, like, there's literally no damage at all.
Well, if you build the Wind of Nature to just shut down Janna Cutie, that's a lot of damage coming in from Beloy, from Luke, from Aboy, and even from Kadera, who has a healthy amount of true damage in that kit. But look at Godiva making the plays happen.
The Revenge and the Rage, and that's going to be a boy popping for the air. But that's Face Hugger who steals it back away and zones a boy with it. The Black Dragon form to the backside will zone them away as Luke tries his best desperately to make a move onto the mid lane turret to defend it, but it may be a mistake. He decides to disengage, and Aura Fire are able to equalize the gold lead.
Yeah, a chance for them to take this Lord. One member is down from the side of Geek Slate, but it's only the Roamer, and he's up again once again. Janna Cutie is still eyeing for a opportunity here.
Let's see it, Turtle, or Lord, here, in this case, already taken a half HP. Aura Fire still looking for an opening, but Bucky has used the the Furious Dive, but it will be back on cooldown now. Godiva also channeling that Tyrant's Revenge earlier will mean that he won't have it for a bit. There you go, he pops it back in again, and that's Geek Slate, who can utilize this timing. Luke is going to be able to jump in all the way with a split as well, dealing a whole lot of damage and also soaking and isolating all the other members away. As Godiva gets melted down, Janna goes in for the Retribution, wins it, gets high, and jumps in with a Cutthroat onto high, finishing him off and picking up a double kill while he's at it.
Textbook from the XP lane, just zoning all the members with the slam pass combo with the flicker. I think like this is the original combo of Luke. He likes doing this a lot.
It's a 0 for 3 for Geek Slate with the Lord as well. And Beloyski survives with a sliver of HP after just grabbing that Lord with his team. Like you guys can grab this with a discount of 26,000. Go use the promo code grb.to/MPL and get snacks, because it's still only match number 2. But Geek Slate now with the Lord and the high ground possibilities, they're looking to get something extra, and Aura Fire are in a very, very difficult spot on the back foot.
Divine Judgment stolen away. They have to be very careful now that the Divine Judgment has been taken. Luke even can be bursted down if he is isolated. Here, Feathered Airstrike popped in. Kabuki, wow, super low. Forced to use his own ultimate to actually get out of that one. A boy still just standing in front, buying time and zoning the other members away for Chadera to pick up a tier 2. And that's all the tier 2s down. Meanwhile, up top, Tyrant's Revenge and Rage onto Luke, but that's a lot of tenacity on Luke. He's built that up, and now he's practically immune to CC.
I would say that's a pretty good defense from the side of Aura Fire. They only lose to like tier 2. No base turret taken just yet, and of course, it's first Lord. It's pretty much a common thing to happen.
Well, it's a great use for Geek Slate to only leave the base turrets for now. And if you look at the players' goal, Chadera and Janna is all the way up there, and Luke is somewhat all the way down. So, considering he's the main frontline for the side of Geek Slate, it's not the best of circumstances. But knowing that he's been bursted down again and again before being able to pop the split, he has the Athena shield right now, which will allow him to make those aggressive plays yet again. Because we know who aggressive first usually comes out on top.
Godiva finds Chadera, but no one else goes
Oh
for
my goodness!
Godiva with a flicker, but it's only for him to die. Now the Appraiser's Wrath canceled away. High gets chain CC'd. Chadera gets caught in the Divine Judgment, but is still able to deal a little bit more damage. Morjana comes in for the scraps, picking it up in the back line. Look at how he was able to flag. What a maneuver by Janna QT. Mid cabling through and up towards that top side.
Right idea, but not a good execution from the side of Aura Fire. I think Godiva just kind of forgot to calm that, but there's no follow-up from the side of Aura Fire after that beautiful flicker combo. But again, if you get one, if there's no follow-up, what's the point?
It's not ideal for Aura Fire, and they fight in the jungle there with a lot of crash spaces, so it has potential, but unfortunately, Geek were just a bit ahead, and Aura Fire were a bit out of position, so the synergy is being held in question here for Aura Fire. In the midst of that fight, though, we saw that Janna was able to take the middle base turret, and that's a lot of pressure coming in, and you can argue that maybe if he went in the fight earlier, it could have gone better, but nevertheless, 4.6k gold lead, pushing the top side right now and setting up for this Lord. The team that makes the first move we have seen usually comes out on top due to the surprise factor, due to the initiative, and now it's on to Luke and Godiva.
Are you sure about that? Wait, that's Luke, that's a tank. He doesn't have the split just yet, but he gets it in the end, and it's all just a bait. They used up 2 ultimates, well, technically just 1, because the Divine Judgment is still in the hands of Facehugger. Meanwhile, Geek Slate, they can actually utilize this timing to push in the waves once again. Janna needs to be careful here, a bit aggressive, but will just be able to take some creeps over, invading the enemy jungle. Kabuki securing his own orange buff.
The Lord dance continues again. Beloyski trying to pop the conceal, trying to get Fluffy, but
ooh, there's a two-man knockback.
It's a good Black Dragon form. Luke is still in the bush. The Athena shield has been popped though, Arashi.
Right, with the Athena shield pop now, he's vulnerable to getting bursted down. And Geek Fam, they can just keep doing this. They have the mobility in Janna QT to just push out the side lanes again and again. And at some point, they're gonna pull the trigger first, and Luke will go for that insane aggression again. And Avoy, now with the Divine Wave, will be able to take down these beefier members coming in the front line of Aura Fire.
That's a lot of damage already placed on Luke with a split, bringing high back. That's for the airstrike as well. Facehugger's looking for something here. He jumps in on the Chadera, finds the Divine Judgment, but Chadera pops the weight of nature against the world's raising. He is looking at Aura Fire in the face with the help of Janna. They slice through every single member. It's a wipeout for Geek Slate, and it's a triple for the man you see on screen. Janna QT with a win for Geek Slate in game number 1 as they crack the base open. Wow!
What a performance, what a fight right there. Everything looked so chaotic, but Geek Slate, calm and collected, ensures that Chadera stays alive, shreds everyone down, and Janna QT comes in to completely wipe the floor with Aura Fire in that Lord pit, and that will be the end of it. The team fighting prowess that Aura is so feared for has been beaten by Geek Slate.
Yeah, definitely Aura Fire 2-1 last match. They're down 0-1 right now. They need the miracle to be able to, you know, especially in the early season, always an important start. The start is always important for a season, right? And that momentum really carries throughout the season, and they need to figure it out.
Hey, look at the bright side. For the English desk, we won the prediction battle.
Heck yeah.
That's 1-0. Maybe they can come back in game number 2. But for now...
Should we pick Geek 2 again for this?
Yeah, maybe, right? Geek Slate.
The caster curse cancels each other out.
Exactly. So it becomes actually fair, and it becomes a battle of skill. No caster curse this time when it's 3-3. A lot of sad faces on the side of Aura Fire, but obviously, hashtag once a geek, always a fam. A lot of hearts from the side of Geek Slate after that dub. They can't get too comfortable though, because this is what happened up against Onyx Esports yesterday too. Winning game number 1, but then getting reverse swept by the likes of Onyx and Aura Fire, 3rd place, not that far away from Onyx Esports last season. They can definitely pull a reverse sweep themselves.
Aura has been known to persevere in the toughest situations and still come out on top, but that's usually due to how dirty they were able to make the games in the... I got distracted there, my bad. How dirty and messy the fights are in the late game. But we just saw right there, Geek Fam, they usually just crumble when things don't go their way, but in that situation, Beloy got the right Divine Judgment off, Chadera barely was able to survive, and I think overall, the draft is just a lot more flexible for the side of Geek Fam, so they're able to just switch it up again and again and allow Aura to just get confused on how exactly are Geek Fam gonna approach the fight. Is it gonna be